All right, we are live and ready to go. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
Excellent. Cool. So all the sounds are working. Here we go. All right, so last week we were in the city of Neverwinter, and you guys were in the process of going to Waterdeep to try to find this Jiangxi vampire, and you had wandered around, bought a bunch of stuff, talked to some people. Um, Scramble's got a didgeridoo, which is why that's the background today. Is Scrambles with his didgeridoo, and um, so you were talking about possibly either taking a ship uh, to go up to Neverwinter, the Waterdeep, because that's faster. Um, and you
To
can
one of the cities.
so you could ask around the dock and see what's the prices are and what's easier. Um, you know that if you get it on a large enough ship, you might be able to take your carts and stuff with you if you don't want to take the ship back here, or you can just leave all the stuff here and then um, come back through here to pick up your wagon and animals and stuff. Um, so, a couple different choices what you want to do. Of course, you could also just keep traveling up the road. And let me turn off the ship's bell. It keeps ringing.
Bells are ringing.
There we go.
The animals are.
All right, and you also may have some last minute things you wanted to do in Neverwinter. So let me pull up the image. Click.
Oh man, I just realized I was so busy trying to get the video stuff going, I totally forgot about Science. Which is funny because I normally remember.
There we go. So there's the Neverwinter map with the various pins on it. You guys have been to most of them. Um, one thing I didn't mention that's not on here is they do sell augments. Uh, I should say, sorry, augment crystals here in Neverwinter. Um, and it's basically just like it sounds. It's a crystal that you can affix to armor, weapons, or like a shield, and it gives it a boost. And here's the example of what I'm talking about if they're available. So, for example, you can do 1d6 weapon damage against fiends, 4,000 gold, um, all the way up to 10,000 gold for 1d8 damage to undead, and you get a critical hit on the undead for 19 and 20. Um, there's also various variations of the same theme, so if you want a weapon that does 1d8 damage to animals and scores a critical hit on an animal on a 19 or 20, or beast, I should say, you can get that too. So, just an idea. It's not something that we've really talked a whole lot about, but like I said, it can be attached to a non-magical weapon, armor, or shield. It then counts as a magic item, and it does magical damage. So some things require, to take half damage from non-magical weapons. It would now be a magical weapon. Stuff like that. So anyway, there's lots of different choices, lots of different things you can do here in Neverwinter. you did most of them last week, so let's go ahead and get going. Reno should be here eventually. Joe is not going to be here this week, so let's go ahead. Micah, if you want to grab tricks,
Okay, I can do that.
you guys will have tricks and Cree with you.
We wanted to check the House of Knowledge before we leave Neverwinter.
Okay.
Oh yeah, what, researching?
Try to find out anything about basilisks. Because we don't know
And
where they
vampires
are.
would also probably be good.
Yeah. Under character selection, I don't see Trix. Is there like a special place that he's hiding?
Let me check. Sorry, I didn't verify that he was ready to go. Let's see. Tricks. Okay. So close your character selection and reopen it, and he will be ready. I'm also going to get him up to where he should be. I thought I had already done
Okay.
him, but I'll bump him up real quick. Stop it. Okay. Alright, so who's going to the House of Knowledge? And what are you just looking for basilisks
And
information?
vampires. Vampires and basilisks.
Basilisks
Alright,
and
so
vampires.
this is going to require some luck. So go ahead and you guys. So I'm going to take a look. Number 3. Alright, so the House of Knowledge, it's a big library and temple to Agma. And or it's run by the Agma Temple. Go ahead and are you going to do any kind of donation to the temple? Are you going to be asking for help? Or are you just going to go wandering around, looking through the Dewey Decimal System, the card catalog to try to find it?
No, I'm going to ask for help for sure.
Okay.
And I'll do whatever the standard donation is.
Talking is copying scrambles because he didn't even know that libraries needed donations.
Need is
So
a
whatever
strong
you're
word. It
giving,
is free to enter.
he will
It is
also
free
give.
to do research if you want. It is somewhat busy. You see, there's probably a dozen people in there, even though it's early in the day. But let me close this down. Click. It is so it's early in the morning as you get there about 7:30. Shortly after the first watch starts, and so. But if you like anything else in this world of commerce, if you were to donate to the upkeep of the temple, of the library, then they might be a little bit more willing to help you and more likable.
Crazy that.
So it's anywhere from it's pretty much whatever you can afford. So if you want to do a few coppers, all the way up to a platinum piece, anything in between. You see, scrambles. You're not really familiar with libraries that much. Actually, neither one of you are really
No.
that familiar with libraries and stuff. So
Definitely not.
go ahead and give
Which is
me
why we're asking for help.
perception checks,
Okay.
and they don't have to be in the tower this time. Just for S and G.
I'm perfectly average.
All right. So talking, you see people putting things in the box as they're walking up and talking to the person and asking questions. Scrambles, you notice that it's mostly silver, anywhere from 2 to 5 silver is what people are typically dropping in there.
Okay. I'll put 2 silver in there.
Okay.
I
And
am
then
also putting 2 silver in there.
I'll tell Target, I think we're supposed to put money in this. And I put the 2 silver in.
Please, good. I was about to ask you what they are doing.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know much about libraries.
It is a shared experience here.
All right, so
We have very many verbal traditions where I come from.
there's what looks to be human boy comes up and has robes and was wearing shorts. I mean, some sort of like a silk pants underneath, sandals. Ah, you need help? How I help you today?
We need very much help.
Yeah, we're looking for information on basilisks and vampires. If you have any experts on either one of those or can take us to any books on either one of those, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Are you referring to the basilisk monstrosity? The monster?
Yeah, that's the one. Sketchy snake looking thing. Turns people to stone.
Where are you sitting?
Wherever you want us to sit. Whatever is the easiest place to sit at.
So he leads you to all the way to one side of the room, and there's a square table. Um, it sits there, and you see there's slightly larger than average seats there. Um, he says, "I will
Oh, he took us to the big kids
bring
table.
back s- some books for you to look at. Go ahead and give me percentiles, both of you."
Yeah. Gosh, I did not do well.
Not our day.
My first roll was pretty decent, but that one did not do well.
It failed the vibe check.
Yeah.
All right, so he comes back with a scroll and a couple books, and as you guys are skimming through them, um, you find out that there is a basilisk. There's a greater basilisk and what is called a Svenzone basilisk. The Svenzone basilisk uh, is one that lives in the water.
Ugh.
And the big difference between the greater basilisk and the regular basilisk um, is the greater basilisk is almost twice as powerful. Um, they have bites. They claw people. And they also can breathe poison. Whereas the regular basilisk has, well, they both have their gaze, where if they stare at you, they can
We need a stone.
turn things to stone. Uh, and so basically, the small one has, if it bites you, it poisons you. The big one not only bites you and poisons you, but can also breathe out poison, has poison breath.
Ugh. Does it say anything about where they live normally? Or who's the last person to have seen who had one?
Basilisk can be trained and be So some people have them, as wizards and adventurers and other kings and royalty.
You
Different
just go
parts of the
kill
city
somebody's pet basilisk.
will have them as a guardian for different things. Um, the venom in the basilisk's mouth removes petrification. If a venom, if the venom is extracted and spread on a petrified creature, then that will end the petrification. They are typically like swampy. Is their natural habitat is the swamp area, but they can be found in jungles and um, forests as well. They don't like bright sunlight, so they're typically not in desert regions naturally. But they've been found pretty much everywhere because they'll get out of hand, or people will bring them to different places and then they will breed. And but
Invasive species.
correct.
Okay, but they're not like in Madagascar or like a specific place. Is there like a specific country of origin that shows them?
No, there's no. There's I said the local basilisks are from the swamps in on the Sword Coast.
Okay. Other Is there any knowledge in the books about easy ways to defeat them or the best ways to defeat them?
They don't have. Um, they don't appear to have any particular uh, immunities. So
Okay.
it's just a normal like you would kill any other beast.
Any other beast? Okay.
They are, although they are monstrosities, they are not beasts themselves. They do have dark vision, so they can see at night. But other than that, like I said, there's no particular immunities or weaknesses,
Okay.
Okay,
and their gaze
just
does
a
not work on
clarifying
themselves.
question. Can't do that. Um, so like the Catablebus, it's if they look at you, not if you look at them, right?
No, it's the other way around. So the Catoblepus
Oh,
is a necromantic attack. That I mean, necromantic, a necrotic attack. It does damage to whatever it looks at. It has nothing to do with you looking at it, meeting its gaze or anything. It looks at you and does necrotic damage. The basilisk is
okay.
like a Medusa or a Gorgon. It does have to see you and look at you, so you can avert your gaze, not look at it, and you would be safe from its petrification.
If you were invisible, would you be safe from its petrification if it can't
No,
see you back? Okay, so it is a you look at it. Gotcha.
you look at its eyes. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. And then Scrambles will lean over to the person who brought them all the books and he'll say, very quietly, he says, earlier when I asked you about basilisks, you said like the big terrible monsters. And then he'll look around to make sure no one's looking and he'll go, are there other types of basilisks? Like Scrambles isn't
Without
sure.
looking and finding more details, I know of two heroes who called themselves the Basilisk, and there was also a demon prince called the Basilisk.
Oh,
I
okay.
see now.
All right.
I was also thinking that.
And
I don't
one of
think
the
it's
people
those
walking
things.
by says, "There's a thieves guild. Part of the thieves guilds are called the Basilisk too."
Oh, That's a creative name.
Okay.
I don't think it's one of those talking.
I do not think so either. But do you think we could do some sort of get off on technicality and give a heart of a basilisk, not a basilisk monster? And then theoretically, it will not have the same power that the vampire wants.
I love the idea. I don't think it'll work.
Only one way to find out.
I mean, you're not wrong. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, vampire was the next one we were looking up.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so
I I I appreciate your help, and I'll tip him a silver,
okay.
and then I'll ask him. We have some questions about vampires. Do you have any books on vampires, or do you know any experts on vampires? Taking my silver
There's a
pieces
lot
out now.
about vampires in here. Everything from fiction to things that have been vampire diaries to all sorts of things. You have to narrow it down. Or I can take you to the section and you can look and pick yourself if you'd like.
Oh, just take us
I
to
would
this.
like to start with take us to the stuff that is true about vampires.
Yeah,
We
that's
are not
also helpful.
interested in romance novels or the like. Just gotta start with that. We run in like, oh yeah, well, the light of the full moon and your true heart's kiss will kill a vampire.
Yeah,
And it's just all bullshit.
so sparkling in the
Just
sun type.
because we didn't think to differentiate, we're like, oh well, we read it in a book, so it must be
Yeah,
true.
true.
So he says, yes, well, I've heard that it's a good thing because I've heard the vampire fiction really stinks. And the other guy's walking by the other way, walking the other way. He's like, it sucks, not stinks.
Oh,
But
Scrimbles will laugh. That's a great joke.
So he takes you to a section. Um, it's on the second floor, and go ahead and give me investigation checks and um, percentiles. You may have advantage on one or the other.
Okay, let me look at my skills.
I'll do advantage on percentile if you'll do the advantage on the investigation. Mine's
Sure.
only a +3, so
So is my investigation is 0.
oh shit. Maybe I should do the I'll do the investigation, you do the percentile.
Oh, you're both
Okay.
doing investigations and percentiles, but you only have advantage on one. So pick. Scrambles can do advantage on his percentile, and Toggin can do
Oh, I
investigation
see.
on his
Yeah.
investigation if he wants. Either way.
I'll do
Okay.
my advantage on my percentile.
Okay, and I'll do it on the investigation.
Okay, 61, 12, and
98. Dear God.
Gosh!
And then my investigation score is. Oh, it took advantage on my investigation. It was.
It's okay.
I don't know which one rolled first.
Just roll again. And we'll take the 14 if it's lower. Alright, so
Nope,
14.
9.
Alright, so with that roll, you're not able to find anything about the Jiangxi in particular. You do know that. Let me, give me just a second here. All right, so you are able to find out that there is such a thing as a vampiric mist. So you go down a rabbit hole for a little bit. That will drain a life out of people. You find that there's several different stages of vampire. Go ahead and give me Constitution. I wouldn't say it's a saving throw, so just give me Constitution check. So it's on the left side of your front page.
I'm proficient in saving throws. Gonna do the saving throw anyway. I'm kidding. I'll do the check.
Nice.
All right, so you guys are able to focus
so good at
and not
reading.
get distracted, and not. They do have. You can buy. They have water for free, but you can also buy, like dried breads, and wine, watered down ale, if you want. But you're able to focus. So you do see that you know that find out there are vampire spawn. There are vampire lords besides the normal vampire, and then looks like there are within vampirism there is because they live so long there are a lot of specialists from assassins, warriors. They can be pretty much any class like anybody else. And they usually really excel because they have so long to study their craft. There are also psychic warriors, vampires that are not really vampires. They drain life energy using mental powers, and you even find some talk about a thing called a blood drinker vampire. That has to do with in a different country, on a different continent, where there's almost like a mobster or syndicate, crime syndicate that has to do with vampires, and then they're called the blood drinkers. And it's run by and consists of all vampires. You find there's a thing called a vampire lord. So there's all different flavors of vampire, but you don't find anything particular about
Yanshi.
the Jiangxi.
I will be honest, I thought these would be easier than it is.
Yeah, me too.
There
Man,
are
I'm a
probably
Starfinder reading these
150 books just on vampires. So it's been, you grab a couple, look through it, walk all the way back, grab a couple more, look through them.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. Mantha expected this. Toggin did not. He's like, oh yeah, I just look up vampires and I have information about vampires. But it is not that simple.
But pretty much everything is there's a lot of consistencies. There are some real one-offs where they'll mention weird things, but consistently over and over, you see that they are necrotic. They are resistant to a lot of things. So um, they will take. They don't take full damage from necrotic, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, unless it's a magical weapon. They all
Okay.
have. They all have. Usually have dark vision. They can usually see really well at night. Some of them are shape changers. Most of them don't like sunlight. Not Now that's different than magical light, and that's different than even spells. Like the light spell and stuff. Uh, there's only one spell that actually does real sunlight,
Hmm.
which is a very high level spell. But taking him outside also counts.
Hey, I just opened up Discord and Rita's in the wrong Discord. Do you want to drag him over?
I don't have it open.
He's in
Let
the
me
wrong
open it.
voice channel.
Okay.
I was like, man, it's been a while since he said in the chat that Discord's a piece of shit.
There we go. So hopefully he can hear us now.
Reno, can you hear us?
User volume.
Yes, we can hear you now.
We can hear you.
I'm hearing something.
Yeah, I don't normally have Discord open. It's one that I don't have to have it open, so I normally have it closed. I can't tell when people are coming and going or have problems like that. So
Oh, yeah. Me neither. I just
okay.
happened to look because I'm like, man, I thought he said he was joining a while ago.
The other important
And then
thing
I
to
look
find
over and he's in the wrong voice channel.
is that vampires do
Who, me?
regenerate and heal themselves unless they take, obviously, unless they're in sunlight, or if they take radiant damage from any source or holy water, then that stops it for a little while. And yes, we know we can still hear you.
Okay, cool.
So right now
Figure
they are
out.
in the library
Holy spells.
researching vampires.
Okay. The candlestick, Mrs. Peacock.
Did you say so you listed some necrotic bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. Are they resistant or are they immune to it unless they're magical weapons?
They take less damage than normal.
Thank you.
The list of enhancement spell things.
The
The
augment crystals.
yes.
Uh huh.
Do you have that list? I exited out of it already because I didn't know that vampires were going to be radiant damage susceptible. I don't remember if there was any that gave you radiant damage. Bright light.
What's radiant damage, as in radiation?
Like
Or as in,
They are
like,
also undead,
typically from like holy damage.
so you can find things that do
Death crystal.
special damage to undead. Um, and then pretty much anything that says it does a certain type of damage.
So there's the crystal of energy assault.
The least, yeah, you can make that be uh, radiant.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things are susceptible to radiant damage, so it's not a bad choice.
I'm sorry, what was radiant
Would
damage
that
again?
would that also would that also make the weapon magical for the
Yes.
purpose? No, your axe is already magical, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it makes it magical. Radiant damage is what they were talking about. What hurts vampires? It stops them from
Healing.
healing.
It doesn't tell you what it is.
It is holy damage, basically.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Divine damage.
Okay. So when we leave the library, I am interested in going to meet these crystal people to see if there's some crystal stuff we can buy.
Hey, you know what else keeps vampires from healing? Chill
And we,
touch.
we like crystal stuff.
Garlic. No, yeah, also chill touch.
My spell that keeps things from regaining hit points. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It- yeah. I think we wanted to go see the augmentation crystals, and then Toggin has some ideas for shopping.
Cool.
Or Mantha had ideas for shopping. Sorry, my Discord's bugging out. I'll be right back.
All right. So you are able to find person that sells the crystals. Give me a. I'm gonna say a survival check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Cool. Everybody?
I think Taugen has the best survival. Are we going with one person or everybody?
It doesn't matter. Just somebody can do it.
Okay.
Just how long it takes you to find the right vendor.
How are you seeing Taugen's information?
I'm
Just
not.
from
I just know
experience.
that,
Oh,
yeah, historically, Taugen has had better
All right.
survival
So
than us.
with the rolls that you
okay.
made uh, in the library, I'm gonna say that took you 2.5 hours. But like I said, you were able to remain focused throughout that time, and it took you 20 minutes to get there.
Crystals.
All right, so it's just after 10 when you guys get to the crystal place. Actually, I'm
Yay.
gonna say it's about 10:30.
Crystals.
Um,
In the morning or at night?
in the morning,
Okay.
and you go in there and you see that there's this tall creature, humanoid, and you see that he has long ears.
Yeah, it's just fucking sucks.
Very broad nose. Um, he's almost as tall as you guys are.
Wow, that's saying something.
You
Yeah.
see that there are a couple. There are 3 different birds, and what look like bird cages, but they don't have bars. Or so there's like four pieces of metal that hold the bottom onto it, and then there'll be things like perches and things for it. But there's no bars, so the birds are able to fly throughout the room. As you come in there, do I seriously only have one? Okay, well that's the opposite extreme of what I was looking for. Alright, so I want to check one last place, and then I'll show you the picture. Give me percentiles for scrambles and jackson.
Nice. 20 is awesome.
Did that work? Did it roll?
I don't see yours now, sir.
No.
Here we go.
Alright, so Jackson, you have no idea what they are. And as you come in, you see him moving stuff, and then a female comes out. He's almost gray, whereas she's more of a green hue.
Yeah.
And Doggin, you've seen them before. You know what a furbolg is. Um, Jackson, you've never seen them. You don't know what this race is. She's also 6.5 feet tall. He
Wow.
is about 6'11" or so. Um, no, close, close. Come on. And you see that there is a squirrel pokes its head out of her hair on her shoulder. And little skitters at you guys.
Damn it.
And he turns. Well, the best of mornings to you. Are you interested in some of these fine crystals? I'm sure you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Well, what is it that you're looking for?
I have a couple questions. Just to start with, is it possible to put multiple crystals in one weapon?
It depends on the type of crystal, but most of the time, yes, you can.
Cool.
Very nice.
And my next question, if we buy multiple crystals, do we get a better deal? Because we're thinking about getting some serious crystal work done here.
Indeed.
Well, let's go ahead and see what you have, see if what you're looking for, see if I have it, and then we can always talk price. Absolutely.
Okay. I would like. Taugen, do you use a melee weapon at all ever?
Yeah, he has a scythe or sickle. That's what it's called.
A sickle. Okay.
He has had the sickle since before he joined you guys.
Oh,
So
cool. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I am interested
Yeah, Ken.
in buying. Let's see. I think we need at least 3 crystals of energy assault. One for myself, one for my tall friend with the horns here, and one for his sickle. So we need 3 different weapons with those that can do radiant damage. And then I'm personally interested in.
Well,
Where'd the
I
other one go?
have some quarterstaffs here, and some rods, but you typically you all would provide the weapon.
Yes. We have weapons for it, and then I would also be interested in a true death crystal as well. And I'll pull out my giant sketchy axe.
You mentioned that you were interested in some of these energy assault crystals.
Hmm.
What type of damage are you looking for?
Radiant damage for all of them.
Would there be other creatures that radiant damage would be effective on?
yes, there's quite a few that are
Yes,
so.
radiant damage is effective against majority of undead, um, in particular. Any kind of spectral beings, some fiends as well do not care for radiant damage, um,
Okay.
and it will damage almost anything. It's
Oh,
just
really? Okay.
some of these creatures, it has special are vulnerable to it, so they take more damage.
That's cool. Yeah, I was just curious if he would know like immediately that we were doing vampires because it was only vampires, but evidently it's not. So that's cool. You don't want people letting something slip, so to speak.
I do happen to have a true death crystal, and you see the females looking through some things and says, holds up some crystals, and we do have the radiant damage as well.
Nice.
Okay. Well,
I'll be honest, I'm not sure that Toggin needs to get the radiant damage on his sickle.
okay.
Uh, I'm more thinking like I had other ideas to like maybe get some holy water and like basically in sling ammo so that I could just not be in melee combat with a vampire.
Weren't you trying to do the poison sickle? Wasn't that him?
Yeah, that was him. I get
So you could also do holy water or a healing potion.
Mhm.
Almost any potion can fit in a reservoir weapon.
So it looks like we're gonna need 3 crystals. Then I would like your crystal of the true death crystal, and we're gonna need 2 of the crystals that allow you to get the radiant damage. One in his weapon and one in my axe. What would you be willing to do as far as price goes on that?
God damn it.
And what do you want to attach these to?
I'm gonna pull out my giant sketchy Rakdos axe, and
Says,
then
I don't know. Most of these crystals attune best to things that don't have other magic on them. Are you looking to do both of the crystals on this?
yeah, just stack it up.
He's gonna go, wrong answer.
You might. Who knows?
The thing's heavily magic, though, isn't it? Already.
It's pretty magic, yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me a percentile. And he hands the axe and to his wife, and she goes in the back.
I'm gonna inspiration that, see if I can get better than 64. 53 is better than 64. It's not much, but it is.
Okay.
I'm just practicing.
All right, and of course there is no charge if that is the only weapon you wish to apply them to. We are not able to do so. That's part of the cost.
Oh,
You
okay.
said one time per weapon.
No, he
Or
said
one weapon
he
per
could do more than
thing.
it's possible to do more than one to the same weapon. Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we
All right,
want
so
that one.
anybody else? What
Definitely.
else are other people doing?
I haven't had a chance to really look it over. I'm open to suggestions, though.
I
Is
suggested
can
that you get one of the radiant ones on one of your weapons. That was the
right.
only
So
suggestion that I've made
my
so
main,
far.
well, my main
You can
currently my
finally
main
make
weapon is
your magic, damn it, which is not magic,
yeah,
a magic
magical. Damn it, can be
weapon.
magical. And then can I also get another one from my longsword? I mean my sword, or the dragon sword, maybe. I don't know. Anybody want the dragon sword to be magical?
Yeah,
Is the
it can be
dragon
more.
sword not already magical?
Yes,
It is.
your long
Isn't it just
magical
for
longsword
isn't it just for dragons though?
gives you +1
Yes.
bonus to attack and damage rolls against anything. When you hit a dragon, it does an extra 3d6.
Oh wow,
And you've had
that's
a
nice.
+1 sword this whole time, and you have not used it.
Yeah, I know, but to look at the damage of my battle axe, it's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
It does possible. So you're. Well, I don't know why it's offhand. Alright, there we go. It does 1d12 plus 5, so it's 6 to 17 for your great axe. Your
Yeah.
longsword does 2 to 16. So it's if you roll max damage, your great axe will do 1 more point of damage. And you cannot roll a 1 with the longsword because it's a +1 weapon. So it'll always do at least 6 points of damage.
Seriously? Because that wasn't the way it's been for quite some time. This is new, something new or no?
It is not new, no.
Okay, because I traded out my sword and my shield to go for the great axe because it was significantly more powerful at the time.
Mhm.
But you're saying nay.
Correct.
Okay.
Because it's not magic.
Okay. So so the advantage, is there an advantage then to the long? I mean the sword. It's not a long sword. I keep saying that. What is a long sword?
It is a longsword, yes. A Dragon Slayer longsword.
Which means I have to have two hands.
No, it can be. It's a. If you do it with one hand, it does 1d8 plus 5. And if you do it with two hands, it does 1d10 plus 5. The Great Axe does 1d12 plus 4.
Okay. Right. I can weld it with one hand, which
But
means
you're
I can have
imbuing
a
it with magical crystals, so you can make the
okay.
Great Axe be better.
Can I just get both? One in each thing.
You could.
Again, he says, "Well, this is a Dragon Slayer. Haven't seen one of these in a while, but it might be pretty hard to add something to this longsword, but we can try."
Maybe the javelin. Can I get like a javelin that has true uh, true targeting or something?
Yes, you can.
Let me see. Because I don't. Again, I don't know where that. See, there is weapon augmentation. Holy crap! I'm open to suggestions since I'm not familiar with this. So whatever you can suggest that might be the best for.
You have a +1
Let's go
battle
with the
axe. You
javelin.
have a magic javelin. Both of them
Yeah.
are more challenging to put the crystals in, but there's a chance.
Okay. Yeah. I got the money, and I'm definitely interested in doing it.
You can also bring a javelin to him, and he can add it to
Yeah.
one that's not
I want to
magical.
use one of my. I want to use one of my two javelins, unless he's got something super, you know, Bruce Jenner signed or something.
All right, so while Reno's looking at that, what are you doing, Mantha?
Self elimination, lesser.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of want to go like a little bit more simple with my stuff. I am looking at a Revelation Crystal Lesser, and then a Crystal of Return Least. Because invisible things suck to fight. And if somebody's up next to me and I don't have my weapon out, I would like to have my weapon out after that, you know?
Yeah.
So he does
Whip that
have
out.
the um, least crystal of return. He also has a lesser crystal of return. Um, and you said a lesser revelation crystal?
Lesser Revelation Crystal.
He does not have a
Oh,
lesser
you suck.
revelation crystal.
No.
he does have. Yeah, no, he doesn't have any kind of.
None, not even the greater.
No, he does not have the greater either.
Damn. That was the thing that I was really hoping
Oh,
for.
wait a minute. Okay, the number on the die said 82, but in the chat it printed 12. So yes, he has a greater. That's weird.
Oh, nice.
It's way more expensive, but it does all the lesser revelation stuff, and it dispels the invisibility. So I guess we're
We are
doing.
sickly rich, you know.
Yeah, but I
Or at
did
least
want to go
think.
shopping for this. Yeah, let's do the Revelation Crystal Greater and the Crystal of Return Wings. I would like to do those.
Also, for both of the crystals that I asked for, the True Death and the Crystal of Energy Assault, I'm asking for the smallest version of them.
Why?
I'm not asking for the insane ones. I can't afford the insane ones.
The insane ones are within our level to be had. I wouldn't
Uh,
think that.
they're 10,000 and 6,000 gold. I could buy one of them, but I'm not going to spend everything I have to buy a crystal.
I don't know. It's
So you
worth it.
said you wanted the True Death crystal. That does
Yes.
1d6 to undead.
There's a shitty one that does 1d4, I thought. Is that right? Or where's the cheap? There's 1,000 one.
For the assault. Yes. The
Yeah.
Yeah.
assault does 1d4.
Yeah. The
They
demolition
also have a
crystal.
1d6 version for 1,000.
Yeah, I want the
And you
cheapo one.
have both for the same thing with undead. So
Uh,
you can do
yeah. True Death crystal
1d8,
least.
1d6, 1d4.
Yeah. The cheapos. True Death crystal least, which is
So
1,000,
you
and
want
then the other
1d
one was
1d4 of each. That would be 600 if you're doing 1d4.
of each one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Because it's additional damage, right? It doesn't replace your damage.
Correct.
Okay.
Scrambles is like, there's no downsides, get them all.
I there. I can't see why not. If they say we can do it, we can do it. Did he come back and give me that 600 number, or is that what you were saying it is on the price list?
He
It's an
also
800 number. You have
looks
to pay a
looking
lot
at you. He
per minute.
says,
I literally can't.
"By the way, I recently imbued some crystals in a Minotaur gladiator in his horns."
What?
Ooh,
What?
that's
That's
fucking
so cool.
cool.
Tell me more.
Yeah. Does it make every weapon I hold do this, or how does that work?
I think it just
When you
makes your
attack with your
horn attack.
horns, they do
Oh,
the extra damage.
man, that's cool, but no, I don't use my horns as weapons almost. Unless I
Get the
really, really
crystal
have
of
to.
return on your horns.
I don't know.
And
You
so
you
now
do
if
that
somebody takes your horns, they'll come back to your head.
when we were doing stuff by ourselves. You did it a lot.
Yeah, but that was before I had my badass axe.
Yeah, that's true.
I
I
do
got this.
remember you using your horns quite a bit while we were in the Dungeon of Mad Mage.
I do use the horns if I don't need to use a bonus action for my echo.
And what he's
But
doing is not attacking with them. He has a bonus action that knocks people back.
yeah, smashes people prone.
He can
Ah,
attack with them. He just normally does not.
Yeah, I have a charge attack also, but the bonus attack is pretty much the only one I use. Everything else is hand to hand with my crazy fucking axe. Do you have anything that would give my axe reach? That would be metal
That would
as
be,
hell.
that would be cool. 10-foot radius.
No, I do not have anything like that.
we could use the reincarnation dust and help you come back as a bugbear.
There you go.
No, thank you.
But how about the illusion of a bugbear? Scare people and they stay away 5 feet farther. Gotta admit, it's a genius idea.
All right, so the only one that will
Or not.
attach to the Blade of Rakdos is the True Death.
Okay.
And what does that mean?
It means he can't get the radiant damage onto it.
That's
Wow.
fair. How much is the more expensive True Death one? The next step up?
1,000 for 1d6. And
Okay.
then 1d8 is. Hold on. Why is. There it is.
1d8 is 10,000.
10,000. Yeah, it's the most expensive thing they have there.
But you get a
I can,
crit
I,
on a
I,
19 and a
I can,
20.
6,000
I can loan
for
you the
a
money.
1d8.
I can loan you the money,
Oh,
man. I got a
sorry, yeah.
back-breaking payment plan I can
10,000 is
put you on.
1d8 and the crit for
Yeah.
a specific type of creature, not type of damage.
Um, I'd be interested in the one for 1,000. If he can make me a deal, I'll ask him if he's willing to make a deal on it. We're gonna end up buying a bunch of stuff from you guys. Are you willing to wheel and deal? And I'll try to roll my persuasion to see if I can get
Okay.
him
You
to
want
wheel and
me
deal
to
with me.
help have him?
Yes, actually, I would love it if Taugen would roll it for me instead.
I'm like, I'm actually proficient in persuasion
I am not.
and pretty good at it. Charisma is my highest modifier.
Yikes.
I really role play into that one, huh?
Okay, go ahead and roll. Click. Okay. So that would have been an advantage if you want to go ahead and try again just for S and G.
Yeah, get better than 24. Or the
24.
exact same roll.
It was supposed to be, I guess.
Fair enough.
I mean, a 16 on the die is not a bad roll. I was considering using my inspiration, but then I'm like, no,
Yeah.
with my luck, I'd,
24
roll a
is good.
3 and just waste the inspiration.
All right, so you look in your actions page. You now have the True Death Blade of Raknos.
Nice.
It's only against undead.
Yep.
Otherwise, you use your other one. Let me see what this does. Okay, that works. Alright, so did you want to put the radiant damage into your crossbow or your horns?
Are you talking to Jackson?
I think he's talking to his
No, we're still talking to
Okay.
Scrambles.
Okay.
No, I don't want to put radiant damage in my crossbow or my horns.
Alright, so the only thing you're doing is the True Death.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Taugen, what did you want? Where did you want to apply those crystals you mentioned?
Probably in my sickle. Because that's
So you want them both in the sickle?
I think. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't think they
Go
would
ahead and give me a
serve me better in
percentile.
my sling.
Okay. Alright,
Look, man, it
so
should be the easiest weapon out of all these. It's not even magical. I'm partially doing these so that it will be magical, so that it doesn't hit like a. I don't remember the specific one, but there's like ooze and oozes that like a rust monster, so that it doesn't just eat my sickle.
alright, so you wanted the crystal of return least.
Yes.
So all that does is allow you to draw the weapon as a reaction if you are attacked. Correct?
Yeah.
That's what you're expecting it to do?
Yes.
Okay. So if you would go into your Goliath sickle on the inventory and add that to it.
Yeah. Let me look for it.
And then the other thing you wanted was
The revelation greater.
they only have greater. Revelation. Alright, so invisibility is dispelled. And it gives them fairy fire. Alright, so neither one of these do extra damage, but it does change this to magic. I'm going to say it also imbues it with a +1.
It's very kind of you.
Alright, so it's returning Goliath's sickle of revealing.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
Actually, no. To be accurate, it would be of revelation. So the returning Goliath sickle of revelation. And then we go. You cannot do anything up in the weapons section, so it's going to have to be under the items.
Okay.
The coding for it. Um, again, just add in the item description. You can copy and paste from the list or just type it yourself, that it will dispel invisibility.
I can't copy and paste from the list because I don't own it, so I can't open it to edit it. But I'm
Okay.
typing it out anyway, so it's good. We're fine.
Returning.
So, question: If the so the Greater Revelation Crystal dispels invisibility, but what if it's like a Durgar or something where it's like a racial trait where it's not like a spell. Would it then just do like the lesser one where it uh
It also
suspends it for a round?
um, it does fairy fire,
That's true.
so whether or not even if the invisibility can't be dispelled, then it does fairy fire.
Can I ask a question?
Because invisible
Ask a question.
creatures
If
are
if it is
annoying.
um, and it's for a round, so it doesn't have to be invisible. Anybody who's hit with it will have fairy fire for one round.
Ooh, I'll make sure to code that in my actions page.
Uh, I have a question for you.
Yes,
What is a fiend and what is a construct?
fiends are usually things like devils, demons type things,
Okay.
and constructs are things like golems and um,
Okay.
trebuchets and living statues, animated armor.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. So in our case, undead is still probably a better way to go then.
Well, vampires aren't fiends typically, so
Yeah. Neither are they constructs.
They're
yeah.
undead.
Right.
But you're only talking about one particular enemy. You guys
Right.
have fought all of the above multiple times. Oops, doesn't dispel
Maybe
magic, it
fiend.
dispels
Fiend is a good one. All right. What do we got there? Fiend.
invisibility. Okay, so
Can,
there's that.
can these be filtered? Can these be filtered?
Do you cast the
And what
spell Fairy
filter?
Fire yourself? Yes, you do. Wand of Wonder does, so never mind. Gives me what I want.
Gotta love the effects coding when you don't have to do it yourself.
The negative aspect of this, keep in mind, is that it is concentration, even though it's only one round. So if you have any spells that are concentration, and you hit somebody with your sickle, it will make it go away.
Can't like choose not to. Yeah. That does suck, actually.
Attack, and it is. I'm gonna say it's 2 rounds just because of the weird shuffling of initiative. I always do that. There we go. And this is sickle. Okay. Alright, so the returning Goliath Sickle of Revelation is coded under the items, which this actually can be. Okay, good. I was just about to apply it to you, and you did it. That's it.
Yeah, sorry, I saw
Okay.
it and I'm like, that looks like it's done. I'll put it on myself before I
Cool.
forget.
And then there's another one every time you hit somebody with the invisibility. You don't have to worry about. That's something different. There's no real coding for that. Okay, so is Toggin finished?
Doggin's finished. I think that's all we
Okay,
wanted.
Jackson.
I think I'm gonna go with the Fiend Slayer crystal. Uh, the better one if I can get it. Or is it
One d
three
six
levels or
is
two?
1d6 is 3,000.
Okay.
The there's one for 5,000 that will do 1d8, and it cannot teleport for a round on a critical hit.
The fiend, you mean?
Correct.
Okay. How much is that one again?
5.
You said 5. I'll do that one.
All right, and what do you want to apply it to?
I don't know. I thought for so long that the great axe was so. Okay, so let me ask you this: what's the advantage of having the long sword? Because the great axe is two hands, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense to use the long sword then, because I have hands free, which means I may be able to do more magical things if that comes up. Also, I can have my sword, my shield in the other hand, which also adds another layer of something. So let's go with the long sword.
Okay.
Oh,
You can
changing it
also
up.
And then
now
can I?
there's also
Okay, and then
that only affects if you're fighting a fiend.
right.
There are these other crystals that do extra damage no matter what you're fighting.
Okay, and what are they? Is this the 1d4 stuff?
That's the energy assault ones, yes. So there's 1d4,
And what
1d6,
do they
1d8.
cost?
1d4 is 600, 1d8, I mean 1d6 is 1,000, 1d8 is 3,000, or is it 6?
Okay, can I
6,000?
the weapon recall thing? Can I apply that to one of my javelins?
You can try it, yes. So that is the um, crystal return. That's 1,000, and
Okay,
it only works up to 30 feet away.
right.
But yes,
But
you
there's
can
another
apply
one
it
that.
to a javelin.
Okay, there's another one that's like 120 feet, isn't it?
I don't know, I haven't.
Crystal return greater. That's
Yes, that's
20
4,000
4,000.
gold.
Okay,
Right.
so the
So
answer
that
to
would
the
be
question is
9,000
yes.
if I get those two. How much is how many gold is a platinum?
10.
10. Okay, so I have
So it would be 900 platinum if you
right.
got both.
Yeah. I think I'm going to splurge and go for it. I haven't done anything really, and I'm saving my
Okay,
money, and I'm not paying any rent to scramble. So
so we said 3 or 4 different things. So what are the definitive answers that you want so I can go ahead and start coding it?
I would like to have the crystal of return greater on my one of my javelins, the one that I throw, and then
Right?
the other one was the 1d8, I think, for 4 or 5,000 for fiends.
Only for fiends, okay?
Yes.
So he doesn't
Figure if I
have
figure
the one that stops them from teleporting for 1d8, but he does have the 1d6 for fiends.
okay. I figured at least if everybody has something to cover, then at least we have one person that's going to be really killer, literally, for a particular thing. That we've got a little bit of coverage for everything, right? Everybody agree with that?
And he does have the returning one, and he wanted a 120 feet return one, right?
Yes. Yep.
That's 4.
Yeah, because I can throw my javelin pretty far. I think it's 120 feet actually.
Yes, at disadvantage beyond, I think it's 90 or 30 or something like that. Let me look. It's right here. It's 30 to 120, yeah. So it's within 30 feet. It's normal. Beyond from 31 foot to 120 feet, it's at disadvantage.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the smart thing to do. I think that's a good
Javelin
investment, and
returning.
I
It
can
is
get a little.
a. So I'm going to say it is going to be a movement or any action, a movement, bonus, or action, can call the weapon.
Okay, so one move or action. Would it be taking out the bonus action as well, or just use of both of them?
One.
Like if I'm raging, I get a bonus action. It would just take up the whole thing, right? Or are you saying I could still do a bonus action if that was the case?
You can still do. You can use either your bonus action, your movement, or your action, and still do the other two.
Awesome. Sweet. I'm happy.
All right. So the owner can use any action, bonus, move, or action to have the javelin. Does it? Did it say teleport or return? Let's see. Call the weapon to this hand. Okay. All right. All right. So that is put in the information on your actions page.
Action page.
Good. All right. So if it's now called the javelin of returning, and it has. If you click the little shield, it'll say that. And then you wanted the fiend damage, the 1d8 fiend. 1d6 fiend damage on what?
The Dragon Slayer longsword. If it doesn't work, do I pay extra to get it on tray and the other one? My battle axe.
So he rolled an 8, so he was able to get it onto the dragon sword.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, kind sir.
All right, so I'll have to
It's
build
made of
that in a
skull.
second. Did you want to do anything to your great axe?
Uh, I'm running low on money. I think I have
You can get one for as little as 1d6. As little as 600 to make it magic,
yeah.
and give it
Let's do that.
1d4.
Let's do that. Just in case I want to have a little emergency squandered away.
Just
Emergency
over here
money.
finding it funny that he's like, yeah, I'm pretty low on funds. Where 600 gold pieces to a normal person is a lot of money.
What, it's like a year's salary or some stupid thing.
Oh, more than a year, because a normal person
Really?
makes a gold piece a week, and a week
Oh,
is 10
really?
days.
Wow. Wow.
All right. So, what is your what type of damage would you like it to do, in addition to?
Talking about magical, damn it.
Yes.
What are my choices again?
Fire, cold, lightning, poison,
I'm gonna go with. Okay, I'm gonna go with
necrotic,
fire.
radiant.
Oh, wait a minute.
I
Wait a
will
minute.
say, Radiant
You
is
were
typically very effective against it.
one more time.
Radiant is typically effective against a lot of creatures that are hard to kill.
Okay, let's go with that then. Thank you for your
You don't
suggestion.
have to, but that is my recommendation.
No, I'm taking your recommendation. So yes, thank you. I'm going with that.
All right. So your axe is done. You will now see a fiendish longsword of dragon slaying. Alright, so let's see if it works. It does. Okay. So you use it with one hand and use it with two hands. Okay. So one last thing, go back through um, scrambles and toggin. How much were your crystals?
5,300.
Okay. And scrambles?
I got 2 crystals. One was 1,000, and the other one was 600, I believe. But
Okay.
that was before Targan did any bargaining. Targan
Correct.
bargain. So that's how I'm trying
Yeah,
to figure out
why
how
I
much we're
haven't
paying.
taken anything out yet. I just wrote it down in chat and I'm like, okay, whenever he says
And wait, wasn't only one of mine able to attach? Because
How
I
did you
only have
get
a crystal on
53?
one thing.
because you said they only had the greater
Which was how much?
5,000.
Right. The other one wasn't 300.
Yeah, it is the crystal of return least.
Oh, okay, cool. Um,
Also, I don't have. I have a crystal on
you
one
got
thing.
the True Death Blade of Rakdos,
Yep, that's it.
so then it wasn't 1600.
Yeah, it would just be the 1,000 for the 1d6
Okay.
damage.
Yeah, because I was asking if you wanted to do anything to your horns or your
Oh,
crossbow, and you said no.
no. But I didn't know it wasn't going to take to the Rakdos blade yet until after. So now that I know that, most definitely, I'm not interested in anything besides the one that I have.
Okay.
So how many crystals in total are we buying off this guy? I got
I'm
one.
getting
She
2.
got 2. He just picked up
Chad
3.
got the 2 or 3 that he just got.
He got 3.
I got 3.
Yeah, so that's a total of 6 crystals.
6 crystals.
Guy should give us a discount, especially with a 24. See what
Honestly,
he
to be
says.
fair, I think 6 crystals might be more crystals than most people go in for.
Still got to make profit and stuff.
It's true, but like,
It's a rock.
Really.
okay, it's a little bit more than a rock.
It's a magic rock.
Damn it.
I don't think they're really charging for the crystals. They're mostly charging for what they put on the crystals, like the magic and stuff. That's the important bit.
Yeah, but the crystals are special in the fact that they can absorb that kind of thing, right? It's not like any crystal can do that. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I mean, probably.
Well, we have a DM, don't we?
We'd have to ask them, I bet, because I don't think any of our players would know that.
Oh my god.
All right, so Toggin, your bill is 4,505.
It's not horrible. That's pretty good, actually.
Scrambles, your bill is 850.
He's being swindled.
Still discount. I'll take it.
And Jackson, your bill is 6460.
What? That's wild.
Wait,
Okay.
His
Jackson
bill,
gets like
how
4,000
many
off.
things did he get?
no, his was 7,600 originally because it didn't have the ones he wanted. So it was
Oh,
7,600 originally.
okay. Thank God.
It
I
was
was like, holy
15%
shit, that's
off
nuts.
all everybody's.
I was like, I will go harder and buy more expensive stuff if it gets a deeper discount.
It was
I
all
was
the
being
same amount.
conservative because that's a shitload of money. Okay, cool. So
Scrambles
the
is
tr-
always ready to exploit the fuck out of whatever system he finds.
yeah. Well, it's not even an
All right.
exploitation. If that's what he's willing to sell it at, he's about to make way more money. But I'm also
Oh,
about to do
true,
better.
true.
So I give the guy 80 platinum because it was 800 and what?
I don't remember.
850, I think you said.
Yes, 850 for you.
Okay.
Yours is the
So I
easiest
will give
because
him.
yours is 1,000.
I give him 80 platinum and then the 50 in gold.
All right. Well, it is
Yeah.
break time. So
Wow.
when you guys are ready, you can decide what you want to do next. As soon as we get back in 10 minutes. So come back, stick around, and we'll see you in 10.
Woo! Yay! Timer for 15 minutes.
Alrighty, we are back. Taking a second for my camera to come up, but it will get there.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back.
My broadcasting's less breathing for you,
Yes.
Miss Mantha.
All right, there we go. Cameras are back. Cool. All right. So you guys bought some crystals, did some research. What'd you like to do?
Let's do some practicing. Find something to kill.
I don't think you're gonna be able to find very many undead things in the city.
He wants fiends.
They must have.
Oh, fiends. I don't think you're
They
gonna
must have
find
a,
fiends
must
inside
have a,
the city either.
must have a torture chamber somewhere. You know, hostile style.
There were some things that I would like to go shopping for. If you guys want to come with.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know if you ever got a good chance to look through that list, Sven, but
Give me. Oh, close,
Give me an
close.
A.
Give me a second.
Give me a C. C.
Start with a single percentile, but you'll need more.
you sure I can't just use that one single percentile for all of them?
Oh yeah, that's a good percent.
That is almost the best percentile. Is the second best percentile. Because if it's all zeros, it's just 100. So
All right. Are they? Does your list have prices?
no, it has links to the items.
No, I'm saying in your items, are they priced?
We will.
I'm,
Let's pretend that they are.
I'm
And
sorry,
yes.
I'm not understanding.
How
Can you
much
say
is a
that
filtered
again?
mask?
They are 8 gold pieces.
Okay. Is there anything on this list that does not have a price or has a range?
Let me check.
And you want everything on the list or just some?
Just some. Everything on here has a set price.
All right, so filtered mask. Let me look at that. Dang it. Hold on. There it is. All right.
Just because we keep on coming across things that are in the air, and we just decide, I'll wrap some cloth around my face, and this is fun.
All right. Do they actually have? Let me take a look at some of these things. Images is not the right one. There we go. We talked about the poison sheath already.
Yes.
So you would have, it's basically called a reservoir scythe. Um, you can do one or the other. You can have the reservoir scythe or the sheath. Um, the reservoir is better than the sheath because the sheath uses up a full potion. The reservoir does it 3 times per potion or poison or vial.
Um, I think I would end up doing the sheath mostly because I don't have to use like an action to activate it.
Alright, so with the roll that you made, um, that's what I was looking for. I'm just checking one last thing, and we can go down the list.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, I last session I was like, fuck it, and then I just decided to go through the whole of the comprehensive equipment manual, which is a module that Sven has. And I
Mm-hmm.
looked through it and I'm like, oh, that might be cool. Oh, that might be cool. Oh, hey, filtered mask. So everybody can have one. And so we don't keep on just walking into poison and shit.
That's nice of you.
That would be good.
Only 8 gold pieces.
I know it's too much money.
Bruh, you just spent like 4,000 or something. How much did he spend?
Seven,
It was a lot.
7,000, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, poor 8 gold pieces.
Alright, so they do have 4 filtered masks, presuming
Okay.
you want to get one for Luthien.
Yeah, I'm buying one for each of us.
Keeping in mind she can shape change, so. Um, they have one vial of alchemical glue, 2 vials of alchemical silver.
Okay.
They do not have clear sense powder.
Darn.
They have 2 vials of clear water solution.
Okay.
They have as many Ghost Strike oils as you want. There's as much holy water as you want. They have as many meditative draughts as you want. They have a single nature's draught. Okay, keeping in mind, I don't know if you saw it, but the alchemical sling bullet halves the range, so it makes it cuts it in
Yeah.
half. They do have alchemical sling bullets. They have up to 20 of those. They are 10 per price increment.
Yes.
They do not have a sprayer. They do have the poison teeth. I forgot what the other roll was. 1 second. They have as many smoke sticks as you want. Down at the docks, they do have swim bladders, as many as you want.
Guys,
rubber ducky?
if we do decide to go on the boat, we could get little floaties.
I want a little rubber ducky.
Does everybody know how to swim?
Okay, you ready for this? Real life?
I bought a ring that lets me walk on water, so I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about swimming.
Okay.
Look, I put in parentheses, just adding it because we're going on a boat and I think it's funny.
I added it to chat, so
We had a light fixture put into Alex's bathroom, and as soon as we put it in, I put a little tiny rubber ducky about an inch big on the very top in the center, and nobody saw it for years. Years they didn't see it. It was in plain view if you looked at
Yeah,
it.
who would look for that?
or how do you know they just
It's like,
didn't say anything?
because I asked.
Oh,
Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I was
It's
like,
like,
dude, have you seen? And
does
he's like,
nobody fucking know?
oh my god, it was so annoying. Well, not annoying, but it was
It,
interesting.
it's a good goof though.
Did you see it?
I
Did
wasn't
you notice it?
looking. I was
That's what I'm
not
saying.
looking.
It was there the whole time. You could look and look right at it. It was so cool.
all right. So for the wooden stakes, if you want to pay for them, you can. They also have the stiletto version of the wooden stakes.
What's that doing? It's just cool, or
Well, you know how like the vampire like it's
they're
a
all holding
traditional
hands.
thing if you
There you
want to
go.
like kill a vampire, you drive a wooden stake into their heart.
It's in the chat. So if you could be killed by a piece of wood sticking you over your heart, you wear a piece of armor over the heart and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right? A coffee tin.
I'm gonna pull up a calculator and go through this.
They do not have any tongues of madness.
Okay. This is gonna get expensive fast.
So while talking's finishing that up, anything else you guys wanted to do? And what pricing are you looking to get for travel? Remember, you can do the caravan like you did last time, ride in style, in a wagon. You can go to the docks and see what's available to by ship, or you can just take your own stuff.
Um, yeah, I'd like to take a ship there, if possible.
All right, so there are two options available. There's this huge galleon you see that has runes inscribed on it. There are 3 ballista on each side. It is 4 stories high. Has lots of sails and people moving around it. That is, you can go on there. Each of you will have a room with 4 people, so you could all just have one room with the 4 of you. Individual sleeping arrangements, little chest that locks for each of you, and that's 50 gold each. The opposite, the other one is there is a fishing vessel that is much smaller, 2 decks, and you'll be in the common sleeping area. They sleep on shifts, so you guys would have your own individual sleep hammocks, but it would be shared with the fishermen on the ship. They would ask that you help protect the ship if it's attacked, but it does not cost you anything. The giant galleon travels all the time. The fishing boat does stop for about 5 to 6 hours a night, depending on the weather, because it does not move and they don't fish at night. But they start early in the morning while it's still dark.
Is there a speed difference between the two of them? Like, which one will get us there faster, or does it not matter?
Yes, that's why I said the big one is going to go faster
Okay, thank you.
because
Sorry.
it doesn't stop.
I'm all about faster, guys. We are on a time crunch. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 50 gold each. I will come on, click.
I'm all square up with you, by the way.
Okay.
You didn't know that.
And I presume you want to leave everything here as far as your animals and wagons and stuff.
Ooh. Yeah, I guess.
And then either bring a caravan down or take another ship down. Back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So that will cost you
5,000 gold.
10 silver a day. 5 silver a day. So every 2 days will be a gold. And they want
Okay.
2 gold up front.
Okay, so we're looking at 50 plus the 2 gold up front. Okay.
So what's our total then?
52.
50.
Oh, 50 for all 3 of us, or 50 individually?
50 individually.
Gotcha.
2 for the entire party.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll pay the 2.
I already took out 50, so I'm good, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Let me take out my 50 real quick.
Done. 52 taken out.
So they are leaving at dusk with the tide. So you need to be on the ship an hour before dusk, or you will be left behind. They are not going to wait.
Okay.
And your 50 gold
Bitches,
is
I mean,
non-refundable.
okay.
You can load up your
That's a
stuff
lot.
anytime. Your goods and backpacks and stuff you want to bring.
Do we assume that this is super trustworthy and whatnot, or we have to be really cautious like they're pirates?
This is a merchant ship, and you see at least 3 mages, you see a couple clerics, you see at least 10 warriors,
Okay.
all wearing the same insignia of the merchant that's on the ship. Like I said, the ship itself has
Right.
runes on it.
That's
So
cool.
yes, they do not need your paltry 100 gold.
Okay,
They're not going to steal from you.
got it. Fine.
What, did you want them to steal from you?
I'm just curious if we're going with pirates, or if we can like casually hang.
It's about as far from pirates as you can get.
Okay, cool.
Almost.
Nice.
You're still on a boat in the water, so.
Yes. Yep.
All right, so go ahead and give me perception checks as you guys arrive at least an hour before dusk.
In your
Perception.
tower. I guess not. All right.
I don't do anything in the tower unless he tells me to do it in the tower. It's the advantage. It's his fault if he doesn't say do it in the tower.
I just have chat covered up right now, so.
The ship is called the Wave Breaker.
Oh, it's cool.
As long as it's not
Wavebreaker,
the
yeah.
windbreaker. I don't want to be around your broken wind.
It's the first mate. The Wave Breaker. All right, so all 3 of you notice amidst everything else on the ship, sort of just off the starboard side, they have strapped to the ship this long boat, and it looks rather. There's barnacles on it. It looks like there's torn sails and bedding and some kind of cloth, old cloth, stained and stuff. In this longboat, it just looks very out of place compared to the quality and everything else on the ship. There are smaller lifeboats and dinghies and stuff on the ship as well. You guys are shown to your room.
Nice.
It has 2 portholes.
And watch your language.
None of
And they actually open. They have hinges. It's the first time you guys have seen a ship that has. Most of them don't even have windows, much less ones that open.
Dude, I think this is my first time being on a ship ever. So if I'm thinking about it, I grew up in the mountains. There's not very many lakes or oceans or
Yeah.
you know.
You've probably been on river barges and things.
Oh, true. Oh, true. I am a river chaser, but
We're talking
All right, so you
Firefly
guys
chasing river.
head out. Is there anything particular anybody wants to do?
Want to ride the water slides?
No, I'm gonna eat a bunch. I'm gonna get
I'm gonna
a ton of food.
Okay.
I'm gonna still
Also,
practice my forms, my kung fu and stuff.
Okay.
also, I went to that the place we got all the drinks and stuff from the other night, and I got Jackson a bottle of uh fine dwarven ale. So I give that to
Ooh,
him, and I give
nice,
Luthien her bottle of fine elven wine. I bought
nice,
presents for you guys while you guys were gone.
nice. I appreciate
Talga and
that.
I went out.
we went out and ate everything they had.
We had a night on the town.
And yes,
we
there
ate a
were
bunch.
didgeridoos involved.
We ate a bunch, and
Yes,
we
that's what
had
the background
women.
is. The background is Scramble's playing
I was
his
playing a
brand new
didgeridoo.
didgeridoo.
Yeah, I got a didgeridoo.
Mhm.
It was cool.
It's got a volume dial, which is a very
Yeah,
important aspect.
heck yeah, super useful.
By the way, guys, while I'm going shopping, did you guys want to buy holy water? Or,
Ooh, how much is
You
holy water?
suggest?
it is 25 gold pieces.
Fuck that noise, no. Scrambles will pray to Rakdos over his water.
Yeah, I'll get one. Are you suggesting that we do?
We are going to go fight vampires. You can.
All right,
You don't have to.
really?
It is your choice.
You don't have to argue every time I'm asking for your advice, and then you give it to me.
I just look, man, people have told me that I'm really bossy, and I'm like, I'm just making suggestions.
Yeah, so you're bossy most of the time, but if I'm asking you something, you can just give me an answer. You have the knowledge. I trust you.
It's a bad
I better
idea.
trust you. Sucking down potions that you give me. That was the first one, wasn't I? Just sucked down one of those things. Here you go, and I went and I got fixed.
Look, I'll be real. My first thing when I met you guys is I just made a potion and I handed it to you, and I'm like, drink this, and
I
you
know. I
didn't
was
even
like,
ask
what?
questions.
Hell yeah.
That's usually
Both of
scramble.
you
That's usually
guys,
scramble.
both of
It's
you
because
guys just
we're
drank
pushing it to the limit.
it.
We live life to the fullest here.
By the way, Sven, am I able to haggle for any of this?
How many of these people can we just chill? Like, it's not
No,
like we're coming back here.
Okay.
because there's too much stuff, and they're not. I mean, if it was all from the same location, then yes. Um, and I don't want to hose you by if you a bad roll. Now you're paying more for everything.
Okay, that's fine.
Fine, fine.
And what is the total anyway? It's like a couple hundred, isn't it, at the most?
I am doing first just the ones that are in limited quantity, and then I'm gonna, once I know, like, okay, I'm getting those, and then I'm going to go look at the things that I could get as many as I wanted to. The limited quantity ones were 113 gold pieces, so I have taken that out,
Yeah. So,
and now I'm putting those in my inventory before I fucking forget it.
all right. So it's about
Yeah.
600 miles. Um, I had swapped Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate in my mind. Um, So
Wow.
you're actually passing Baldur's Gate and going to Waterdeep. I thought they were the opposite. I thought Baldur's Gate was above Waterdeep. any hoozle. Um, so first night goes uneventful.
Good.
Second day, you can see way off in the distance on occasion. You can see the land, but usually you can't, especially if there's any kind of fog or if it's not bright. Um, as they're following the coastline, but they're usually not within distance. They get to Baldur's Gate. They travel all through the night and get to Baldur's Gate about noon the next day. They are there for less than an hour as things are quickly unloaded and loaded, and then they're back on out sailing again. And that night, second night as well, goes clear.
That weird boat you mentioned that was like tied up to their ship, is that still with them?
Yes.
On the second day, can I do an investigation to kind of look around? I'm not going to get on it, but I like want to lean over the edge and look at it.
Okay.
See if I can see more about what
Go
it
ahead and
is.
give me an investigation check in the tower.
Also, just listen to the hullabaloo and people talking things and getting
Yeah.
drunk and
Heck yeah,
chatting. 'Cause it could be like a private yacht or something.
could be.
Some fat bastards hidden away. It's heroin with people.
Also, is my ring of water walking on me, or do I need to equip that somewhere? Because I don't see it.
Let's check. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to share this with. Okay, so this is a very large map. It's not important,
Ooh.
but if you care, let me. This doesn't even have the town you're from,
Bitches.
but I'm sharing it for the chat anyway. So while you're looking at that, let me pull up the party sheet.
Okay. Sword Coast.
Inventory. So Baldur's Gate is right in the middle. If you go down, you'll see the Cloud Peaks. At the top of the Cloud Peaks is where Neverwinter is. Just below Candlekeep. It's not here. Okay, so let me see. So here is where Neverwinter is. You guys went to Baldur's Gate, and you're going all the way north to Waterdeep.
Wow.
Last time you guys took the caravan down. This time you're taking the dop boat. You're able to, and for those of you with high enough survival, or you just ask around, you're going about 100 miles a day
Wow,
on average.
Wow. Yeah.
that's a lot.
Normally it's like
Sometimes
15,
you'll go
right?
faster if the wind is with you. You notice that there are times when there is no wind at all, but the ship is still moving. It's not going anywhere near as fast, but it is still moving.
Nice.
Do they have a sorcerer that makes wind spells into the sails?
They do,
Yeah, that's what
but it
Windbreaker's
doesn't
for.
last. It doesn't last very long. There's more for combat and things to where if you need to move the ship quickly,
Oh, okay.
you can do gust of wind.
There's a Netflix TV show where they have this person who does wind manipulation for sails and stuff. It's cool.
But they clearly have something going on. That's, like I said, because it's propelling the ship even when, and there are no oars on this ship. All right, so as you the day after, so you leave Baldur's Gate, spend the night. Next day, you hear a horn. Oh, I can play my ship spell now. And you hear a lot of movement going on. Are you investigating, or are you just gonna chill?
I'm gonna investigate it again, as much as I can without drawing suspicion towards
Okay.
myself.
Oh, first of all, to finish your question about the boat, what specifically are you looking for? I said it's a longboat. It's tied to the ship, similar to some of the other lifeboats and things. But
I just want to
it's
see what
piece of
it's
crap.
for. Are they fishing out of it? Are they using it to fight pirates? Are they?
No, they
Is there
haven't
like a
used it at
sick
all.
person in there? Are there
There's
people
no.
coming on and off of it? Does it look like there's
Nope.
movement on it? All that kind of stuff.
So you have not, as just keeping an eye on it. You have not seen anything go in or out of it. There are some animals on the ship as well. They pretty much ignore it as well. Um, it's not like they're avoiding it, but it's just like it doesn't exist for most people. Whereas they
What is it?
do periodically check the other lifeboats, and the securing and the mooring of the other things. This one is just pretty much ignored.
Hmm.
So the second day, the next day after leaving Baldur's Gate, this alarm goes off, and you see these heads in the water, and
Are they mer people?
creatures. And it looks to be about a dozen or so. They're about 80 to 100 feet off the pow. You see some of these fighters come up and man the ballista. And they sort of swim off to the side, but they're still sitting there watching. And this is what they look like. As you're watching, you see on occasion one of them will dive down, and his big long tail will break the water as it dives down. You see one of them has his big headdress. A couple of them have these fancy staves, quarterstaff type things. Most of them are just look like this with tridents and spears, and they just watch as the ship goes by, and the fighters sort of train the ballista against them, but they get past, going on beyond. Sadly, you didn't see. Had you taken the fishing boat, you would have gotten
We
to
get to
know
fight them?
these a little more personally.
Yeah. Figured.
All right, next day,
Oh no, what a shame.
the rest of the day goes by uneventful. All right, stop all.
So, are we moving towards the Netherlander? Nylander? Nylander. Is that how you say that? Nylander. That group of islands, which is kind of by like the Cloud Peaks.
No, you are going straight north. You're way north. So
So we're going
I'll throw a
this
token
way.
on there real quick.
Okay.
Yes, you're going that way. Alright, so there's this. We get rid of the marrow. why can't you see this token? What's happening? Let's see. I mean, read only. I broke it. Where's Candlekeep? Candlekeep is right here. Let me close it and share it again. Okay. Problem is, it won't let me do anything with. I've never had that happen before where I can't manipulate stuff on the map. Hold on a second, let me find a different one. Sword Coast, Sword Coast, Sword Coast. The Sword Coast, here we go. This is the one I think I wanted. Nope. Alright, so I'm just going to have to make a copy of this. And then I'll be able to manipulate it. That's weird. Stop sharing that one. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Here's this one. Let me go to my assets again. The letters of the sea. Here is a P or party. Alright, so you can see it now. Alright, so you guys are okay. So now do you guys see the P by the word Sword Coast?
Yes.
Micah?
No, my first map is glitching out. So once it dies, I can see the second map under it, but I can't click on it yet. So
Okay.
I will be able to, though, I think.
Okay.
I believe in it.
I believe in you.
Oh, this one has the P too. That's weird. Oh, because I made a copy of it. Okay. So I can get rid of that one now. Delete. There we go. Alright, so you're at Baldur's Gate, so now you're moving up. Ran into the Marrow. Night happened, and you guys are going out deeper in the ocean as you go around Orlambar. And when you guys get, so it's just dawn on the third day, and you're told you should be making Waterdeep the following day. And you hear the ship's alarm again. And the people are calling out. Don't need this one anymore, okay. And you see a ship almost as large as yours coming towards you. Your image is upside down, Mantha.
Yeah, I pressed the button. I'm sorry. That just happened.
And go ahead and give me.
There was a really big wave and Toggin flipped over.
Right. All right. Do any of you have scrambles? Don't you have a looking glass?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Could have sworn you guys did. Okay. Um, all right. I presume all of you are going up onto the deck to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption.
Yes.
Yep.
So as you're watching, you see them start moving toward the longboat. And you hear some grumbling from the captain and the first mate as they. Just our luck we would run into it this time. And they. As the ship starts turning and heading towards you all, go ahead and give me perception checks. I'm waiting for Cranston Ground to catch up because Mike is reloading, so take me a second.
Yeah, my whole thing locked up. It wouldn't let me do anything, so
Rip.
I paused it. Yeah.
Wow, it's just taking its time this zone.
Yeah. It's been really weird.
I can manipulate my stream.
Manipulate you? What?
Stream, but there it goes. Okay. All right, so Jackson, you see that there are these odd-looking people on the ship that are coming towards you, and you realize that they all look the same.
Like cloning or like the same
Nope.
species? Or
They're all the same. Look like they're all the same person.
That's
amazing.
unsettling.
And they're as the closer they get, the more they're amassing. Looks to be about almost a dozen along the railing of the ships as it's getting closer. They drop the longboat with all the crap in it, all the sails and things. And then the ship does a hard turn, and you see one of the sorcerers up there as he's blasting wind and making it turn, moving away from the longboat. And the large ship turns and goes toward the longboat. Starts to turn towards you for a minute, and they shoot a couple ballistas its way. And so it goes back toward the longboat. And
the bastards.
you see front of the ship morphs as it gets close to the longboat. And his mouth and his maw appears, and it just crunches down in his longboat.
That's fun.
Fucking crazy.
And the
Yeah.
large galleon continues to go past it as it's eating its little meal that they offered it. Would have been fun
Well, yeah.
had you met this in your fishing boat. But you decided to go for the expensive route.
Yeah, not to be that person, but it is. I think some part of Toggin is like a little relieved that for once he gets to just watch a fight and not be in that fight.
And
Oh, definitely. Also, do we get experience from this? Do we level up?
that's right. Level up. Level up. You
Level
guys
up.
will get experience, yes.
We did an encounter with 12 mermaids, and now we're fighting a carnivorous boat.
Yeah,
Every ship, yep. Um,
that's
I'm
exactly
adding
what it is.
I'm adding sea captain to Scrabble's titles. Sailor of the Seven Seas.
Oh my god. Bro, you've barely sailed one.
Counting it, all water touches each other.
all right, so you pass
Are you
Daggerford
a competent? Are you a competent seaman?
throughout the
Yeah.
night, and you guys will arrive in Waterdeep.
Can I heal during this time?
I will push you guys a couple long rests, yes.
Cool.
Combat trackers, I don't think any of you are down any hit dice, but just to make sure,
I am. I'm
I will,
wounded. I'm
I will make
wounded.
sure.
Emotionally, maybe.
I am down 11 points. I don't even know how it happened.
I don't know.
I think it's from when I tried the flying armor on. That doesn't fly.
Yeah, I think it's from when you jumped in the pit.
I agree. Sounds like some shit I do.
Yep.
All right, and I presume you still have them from the last time you were here. Never know. You leave the city, so you tear up the map, use it as toilet paper and kindling for your fire. Never be back here again.
Yeah, otherwise we might accidentally see Zorkel, and who would want to do that?
Yeah.
Well, there's always what's his name? What's the starts with a D. What's the name of
Diernan?
the yeah,
Durnan?
Durnan.
Durnan.
There's always Durnan, our good friend
Good
Durnan.
old Durnan. I'm gonna add friend of Durnan to my titles.
That's right.
Doing it. It's happening. Can't take it away from me.
All right, so
You
you guys
say that
arrive
at
in
some
Waterdeep.
point, and somebody's like, "Who the fuck is?"
We
They
will
go
go
back
ahead
to Durnan,
and
and they're like, "Who the fuck is Grandpa?"
wrap up here as I had to catch up on my notes and stuff. Um, so yeah, it would have been a little bit different had you guys taken the other ship, and more hands-on. But let me stop creating ship. Stop ships ahoy.
Not the ships ahoy!
So be thinking about um. So what is it that you guys want to do specifically while you're in Waterdeep? And I know your ultimate goal is to find this vampire, but how are you going to go about doing that?
I don't even know. We try to find. I think part of our reason for coming to Waterdeep was that Waterdeep has so many vampires. In that we could probably find somebody here that knows a lot more about vampires than we do. Um, that's what I've got, guys.
No, I agree. I mean, the whole problem started here, so maybe we can find the sect of vampires here and square it away with them and just be like, hey, bro, we don't need to worry about you. We already checked out with everybody else and we're cool. We got a pass. Or maybe we could find out more about basilisks here or more about the vampire gang. That's pretty much what we wanted to do here.
Okay. I do have a question for you two. Um, we did just like hid out our weapons. So if we did end up fighting a vampire, we'd be all right. How are you guys leaning? Are you leaning towards just fight the guy and do it, or are you guys leaning towards do the basilisk and kill the basilisk and then not have to worry about vampires?
Scrambles is very pro fight this guy. Just kill him. He wants a basilisk cart, but only for selfish reasons.
He's
thinks
like,
it might be-
fight the vampires and then just go kill the basilisk anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So Scrambles is pro fight the guy, kill the guy, but he realizes that not everybody is on the same path as him, which is totally chill.
Okay, so who are you going to be going to? Where are you going to be going to find out about vampires?
A sheriff or city guard, some
Okay.
kind of. That's where I would start, because that seems pretty easy. Unless there's like when we dock the boat, unless there's like a bunch of seedy vampires hanging out there. Like if there's obvious vampires, we're gonna deal with them. But I think maybe town guard is probably the best way to go there.
Okay, and then what? Reno, Matha, you have any ideas?
I am also leaning on the side of just fight the vampires, but vampires are scary.
Hell yeah!
I definitely think we should like report this to some city guard, some vampire authority in this town of like, hey, this vampire came up and said these things to us.
We're gonna
Wanted us to
fuck him up.
sacrifice people or get a basilisk heart, or we're thinking about fighting it. What do you think we should do to like not fuck everything?
The word
Like,
sacrifice per people never came up.
Okay.
He said,
It was send some adventurers to us and we can hunt them.
No. He said they can send them to him to kill him. Simple as that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It would be this. It would just be throwing them to the wolves. Like, this guy is kind of spooky for us, and we're kind of strong.
I wasn't spooked out. I
So
wanted to
you
fight
arrive-
there.
Just so you know, and you're thinking about it, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon of the 14th when you get to Waterdeep. You have until the 16th to put the heart in the box. In the
Yeah.
box.
Put it in a box.
You have 2
Okay.
days.
Sounds good.
Or another option, we could just fuck off and move to Amen and
Just
say fuck
Make-
Phandalin.
Phandalin 2.0.
we go
That's right.
we go found our own city.
Reno,
There
any
you go.
ideas for the vampire? Right now, all I have is you're going to talk to the city guard.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
I'm not talking.
Okay, well, okay. You were just asked a question, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
Plead-
Sorry,
I plead the fifth.
Generalized question. Sorry.
You're good.
Do you have any ideas for how to find information or find this vampire?
For me, I would want it to hit some local pubs maybe. I also speak Dwarven, so I could, maybe go to there. They're a little bit different people than others might be. Might be able to squeeze some information out, or at least pay attention to some, to random things that we hear. That would be my thought. What I'd be thinking of.
Not a bad idea. Go to the pub,
Yeah.
see if anybody in the pub knows anything.
have you guys seen a guy that kind of floats around that's got a sticky note on his face?
He's this Chinese guy's a real dick. Thinks everybody owes him something. Sent 5 people to kill us and now he's mad. that we didn't let them kill us. So, real dickwad.
Basically. I mean, really, if we wanted to find vampires, we might not find that vampire, but I mean, we could just go strolling around the streets at night.
You
Certainly
know,
somebody would attack us.
what we ought to do is just leave some fucking flowers in the nearest pub for him. And if he doesn't respond to our flowers in a week, we show up at his front door and threaten to kill him because he didn't respond to our flowers. Such an obvious gesture. Anybody would know that that's what that means.
Exactly.
I'm not happy with him, guys. I don't know if you can tell or not by Scramble's demeanor. Not a happy boy.
All right.
I mean, same, but
So that gives me almost nothing to work with. So I will play it by
I
ear
tried.
and come up with something to. You
look,
guys
man,
will find
we
the
barely come up
find
with
the
that kind of.
the railroad
Scrambles will start.
station and get on the train,
There you
and
go.
the DM will railroad you to.
Scrambles will walk around dark alleys at night with his neck exposed. Just see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, Toggin, how did you say I fixed my hemophilia?
Yeah.
I just can't
I
stop
have,
bleeding once I get
I have
hit.
such a rare blood type.
Oh, hey, I taste delicious. Sure hope there aren't any vampires looking
Exactly.
for a
That's what I'll be
snack.
doing next week. Just be prostituting myself on street corners.
That's right. There's a kid selling vampire whistles,
Yeah.
so you can
There you
blow
go.
it. Only they can hear it, and they'll come.
Yeah, like yeah, there it is.
We start like we walk around with like a little like sign around our necks because we're exotic blood.
Yeah.
Sorry, I look. My plan was make it to Waterdeep and figure things out there. I do not have like an actual plan once we got here.
I just
So-
assumed that somebody in town would have had to deal with them, like the mayor or
I will
the city
say,
watch,
Somebody with
or
power would be like, "Hey,
you
I've
presume
heard about
there's
these vampires."
libraries here, but you also know Durnan,
We
That's
do
right.
know Durnan.
so
we could ask Durnan.
you could go
I'm his friend. It's in my title.
and talk to them. So
He's talked to you like
just
4
which is
times.
what Jackson said basically. You know, go to different pubs, go to different
Mhm.
taverns, and ask around. You can, so see if there's any,
Yeah.
you know, where there are different attacks coming from and things like that. So, all right,
That sounds like a great idea.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So we have some
No, I'm
ideas.
talking about his idea, not yours.
So
I
Thank
didn't
you
care
so
about
much for
yours,
playing,
but when
guys.
he said it louder.
um, I hope that you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying it. I know we didn't fight tonight, but that's because you guys went the way of wealth,
Yeah,
Oh no.
and that's fine.
we took the cheap
You
way
still
out.
saw a really cool carnivorous ship. Took some
We did.
pictures. Took a selfie with the ship eating the longboat in the background. um, and we will. There will more than likely be some sort of fighting next week. You can always go back down into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage and just say forget the
Yeah.
vampires.
Vampire wants to find us. We're gonna be here.
Gotta come down through the dungeon of the man mage to find us.
Yeah, we just run as deep as we can so he can't get to us. By the time he can get to us, he's used all of his resting and everything.
That's right.
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
We get a 2-day head start to go down there, and we've already been like 3 floors down. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
That's right.
have a good idea. If it hasn't changed completely while in the time we've been gone.
I didn't know it changed.
All right.
I didn't know it changed either.
Did you? One last thing,
I have
real
a
quick.
chalk on the walls. Remember, all my chalk markings will tell us where to go.
Yep, there's a bunch of chalk.
I was
Shit,
looking
what
to see
Chalk
the
arrows.
ring of protection. Yeah, I don't see your ring, so let me throw your ring on here.
My water walking. Yeah. Because I was worried about drowning. Which is like impossible to do in D&D, but never rule anything out.
so this is what it looks like.
Yeah, real pretty.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Ring of Water Walking, and it should be, yep, it does not require attunement, so you're all
Yeah,
set.
that was the other really cool thing about it too.
Alright, guys,
No attunements.
don't forget to like, subscribe. Tomorrow night, we're doing a little another Nyx campaign. And then Sunday, we're doing the Finding of the Stars. And then back here on next Wednesday. So, like, subscribe, whatever else you do. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, Zinlu is here. Welcome,
Yeah, thank
Zinlu.
you.
Sorry, I just
Thanks for hanging
noticed
out.
you stopped by. I appreciate it. Don't forget to check Zinlu out. He's awesome. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Later.
It's so weird when he doesn't say goodnight, guys. Like I just said goodnight and then I'm like, wait, something's missing.